Welcome back to our ABRSM 2023 and 2024 syllabus tutorial for piano. I'm teacher Christine Natalie, and today I'll be talking about the Grade 6 B2 Vals Poético. It is part of a group of waltz composed by Enrique Granados. Granados was born in Lleida in 1867, where his Cuban father was then posted at the army. Despite all his orchestral projects, he was renowned more for his piano works compared to his symphonic orchestral works. He composed more than 300 pieces for waltz, dances, and unusual voice repertoire. His aesthetic style was more of neo-romanticism, which was inspired by Schumann and Grieg, the two composers that were vogue during his lifetime. He likes to compose with Hispanic frills with a touch of Spanish folk tradition that was considered exotic and full of color at that time. He's among composers that stood up at that period, mainly because he saw a need to set up a piano institution, which he then named Granados Academia, which opened in 1901, which became a leading piano institution. Now let's dive deep into the piece. This piece is not technically difficult, but the challenge is how you express the musical elements in it. This piece is in the key of F sharp minor, and it's indicated quasi ad libitum, which demands a lot of rubato. Rubato is a very important element for this piece. You really want to bring out this quality and take time to slow down at areas where you think would suit the mood. We definitely want to bring out the classic waltz style, heavy, light, light, but just a tinge of it. As this piece revolves around soft dynamics, we do not want the heavy part on the first beat to be too overpowering. As the piece begins, we begin to see two layers of sound, the top line being the more prominent one. At the start, you want to bring up the C sharp as it is the core tone. You really need to make that tone resonate. The main challenge for this part is to bring out the melody amongst the harmony, which oftentimes happens in the same hand. In the second bar, we see our first decoration, the appoggiatura, which you can see below. What you need to keep in mind is this appoggiatura comes before the second beat, so the right hand would need to prepare in advance before joining the left hand together. In bar 6, we have a very important moment where the C sharp, which is part of the appoggiatura, needs to lead to the top note and not the bottom note, following the F sharp on the top line of the melody. When you play, it's crucial to hear out the top line, which you want to expose. As you listen, your finger will be working to generate more power on that certain notes. This piece needs to be played with a delicate touch. This is when phrasing comes into place. Regardless of the short or long phrases, it is important to lift the hand at the end of each slip. You should want to tuck it in gently, being very careful at it not sounding like abrupt. At bar 10, indicated below, we have a wide stretch that leads to 2 consecutive double notes, as this part needs to keep its shape in order with rich sonority. You want to maneuver your hand according to the direction of where the music is going. Think of it like a finger ballet. Looking at bar 11 and 12, we have on the left hand a chromatic passage. In order to keep this part well with clean sound, you need to change the pedal every 1 beat. In bar 17, the main motifs appeared once again, but this time in a higher octave. You would like to express this slightly differently from the first time it appeared. It needs to be presented with reinforcement. While maintaining the dynamic still within the soft range, you can afford to have more expression here. Now we shall compare how it appeared the first time and when it appeared again an octave higher. The first time. Now we will play it the second time round. It's more of a different approach of energy in a way. As the music progresses, we arrive at bar 33, where the music introduces a motive B, which has a different style and color. It is more lyrical, wave-like in a sense, with light structure on the left hand, with single high line on the right hand melody. Try blending the 2 layers of sound in the left and the right hand to blend together to what is becoming a color where they fuse together harmoniously. You want to create a contrasting tone from what we have previously in motive A into this motive B, which is a dreamy, ethereal sound color. At the start of the left hand pattern, you want to start off with slightly lesser tone and slowly building your way through, reaching the peak, which is at the middle of the bar, where the note is at its highest. Of course, to achieve this great shape, you must express the phrasing well, and that means by lifting your hand at the end of each phrase. Let me show you. Start off with tiny tone, slowly building. To conclude, the key takeaway of this piece is the importance of the prominent voicing within the different layers of voice. Allowing more space between the hand and the key is also very helpful in defining the voices that needs to be sustained, while allowing the other voice to be expressed more with liberty. Good luck trying out the piece, and we hope to see you in our next video.